Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. I am so excited to be creating this really pretty gold halo eye that's inspired by Kim and Mario's Met Gala 2019 look. So if you would like to learn, please keep watching and I hope you enjoy. Hey y'all, okay, let's get started. I am starting with my bare face. I just have moisturizer on and the first thing I'm going to grab is this Pixie Glow Mist. I absolutely love this. So I'm just going to go with a few spritz all over my face and then grab my first primer, which is this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And I'm just going to take a few pumps and just kind of blend it all over my face. And what I'm really trying to do over here is just layer primer so I have a nice prep for the skin before I go in with makeup. And since I'm trying to achieve this wet, just like really pretty radiant look, this is going to help with that. So making sure that I am hitting the high points of my cheeks with this primer as well. I'm just going to keep blending and blending and make sure that I have it all in and it's all synced into my skin. And then the next thing I'm grabbing is this Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter. And what I'm doing with it is just taking a few drops and hitting the high points of my cheekbones and blending it in with my fingers. What I really enjoy about this product is that it sinks really well into the skin. And so before I go in with my foundation, I want to make sure that I have all my glow and all that radiance just like really pressed into the skin. And the next thing I'm grabbing are my foundation. So I'm going in with Too Faced Born This Way and NARS Sheer Glow. I absolutely love mixing these two foundations. They are so incredible. And so I'm just going to mix them together and take a flat synthetic foundation brush and start going in on my face. I do want to say I did want a full coverage for this look, but I still wanted it radiant and glowy and just that really pretty like um, almost like a sheer look but with full coverage. And then I'm going to take some more of Born This Way and make sure that I go on over on my forehead. This color is like a shade or two darker than my skin tone right now, which is okay, but it works perfectly on my forehead. And I'm going to make sure that I do all of that. And also I did not do color correction before I did foundation, so I'm going to make sure that I get as much coverage as I can out of this foundation. And now I'm going to grab my Morphe Beauty Sponge and make sure that I start pressing it in to make it look natural and just like my skin and create that beautiful canvas before I go in with contour and concealer. And so I'm just going to keep pressing and blending. I'm not tugging it onto my skin. I'm not dragging it. I'm making sure I get my eyelids and any other creases around my eyes, around my nose, around my mouth, and just keep pressing, and pressing. And so the next thing I'm grabbing is my LA Girl Pro Conceal and Correct. It says Conceal and Correct Pro Concealer in Toast, and just going in on the sides of my nose and carving out the bridge to get a nice contour. I also like to draw a little V on the tip right over there, and I'm gonna go ahead on my forehead and make sure that I really bring that contour inwards. So I like to go on the sides of my forehead, down my cheekbones, temples, and just kind of bring that upwards and inwards. So as you guys can see, that's what I'm doing. I like to create little lines so it's a little easier to blend. And I'm just doing that temples, cheekbones, forehead, and nose. And I am going to grab my concealers next. So this is Tarte Shape Tape in Smashbox. And so this Tarte concealer I am going to use as a concealer. And then the Smashbox one I'm going to use as a highlight because it is in a very yellow undertone and it's brighter than my skin. And so I am going right in next to the contour and making sure I brighten and just kind of define and highlight that area that I want emphasized on my face. And I also like to make sure I bring it down to my cheeks because I do want my face to look a little bit longer. I do have a wide face, so this is a good trick if you want your face to look rounder or just longer. And I'm also going to go ahead on the middle of my forehead and also just kind of carve out the tops of my brows, because that part just really makes me mad. I like to have it like perfectly carved out. And I'm also going to hit my chin and make sure that I start blending this whole thing out. So I'm using the same sponge that I was using before and keep pressing. And I'm also going to grab a smaller synthetic flat brush and also carve out the bottom of my brows and just go ahead on over my eyelids as well. And I'm taking a big fluffy brush and just blending out all that concealer. And then the next thing I'm grabbing is this Morphe stippling brush. I absolutely love this brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and softly just kind of start blending out that contour that we did before. I'm making sure not to move the product too much because the bristles of this brush are soft, but they still do the job that you need them to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and also hit my jawline and just kind of bronze that area. And now I'm grabbing my MAC Loose Mineralized Powder and a sponge with a flat edge to it. I'm going to grab this powder to kind of bake my face, and I'm going on the sides of my nose, down under my eyes where I did the Tarte concealer, and make sure I pat this product on really nicely and make sure I have it all in, because I do want it to kind of stand out and stay in place for hours. I'm also going to take this and kind of carve out right under my contour and just kind of clean that really nicely and press it in so I have that sharp contour slash cheekbone, which I absolutely love. And I'm also going to hit the bridge of my nose and just kind of see if there's any other areas I can really pack this product on. Alright, and now it's time for eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is grab a big fluffy blending brush and take a warm smoky orange color and blend that all into my crease with circular motions for that first color that I'm laying down as like a transition shade slash base color, and this is the shade that I'm going to be blending all my other colors into. All these eyeshadows I'm using are from Morphe slash Jaclyn Hill Vault collection and the original Jaclyn Hill palette. So just throwing that out there. So I'm just blending this color. And the next thing I'm doing is grabbing a MAC 217 and taking a deeper brown, but making sure it's still warm enough to blend into the orange that we first took. So I'm just going to take that and pat it on the outer corner of my eye. Also making sure that it's close enough to my lash line so this brown doesn't look muddy or it doesn't look like it's out of place. And so I'm going to keep blending, just tapping and blend. And this is the point where I'm going to start creating like that halo eye effect. So I'm taking the same brush and just going all the way into my inner corner and just creating like that round eye look. And so I'm going to take a clean, fluffy blending brush and make sure that I keep blending and kind of cleaning that on with my finger as well. And next I'm taking a MAC pencil. I think this is a cool pencil. It's in the color Coaster Riche. I do believe it's discontinued, but any brown liner would work. And I'm just going to tight line my upper lash line and make sure that I get it as smoky as I can. I'm going to also take the same pencil and line my waterline with it so I have a nice brown rimmed eye before I go ahead and finish the eye look. And so I'm also taking a small fluffy brush to just kind of dust off the bake that I had under my eyes, and I'm just going to very lightly just dust all of it off so I can go ahead and do my lower lash line. I am also going to take the same brush and kind of dust off the one that was under my cheekbones as well, and this is going to give me like that really pretty carved out cheekbone that I was going for. So the next thing I'm taking is Anastasia bronzer in Rich Amber. I love this bronzer. I'm taking this with my Morphe brush that I was using to blend out the cream contour. I'm just going to hit my cheekbones, the sides of my forehead, and I'm also going to take a smaller flat brush and carve out my nose contour as well. Just kind of blend it all in. And the next thing I'm grabbing is a smaller tapered blending brush and throwing the same transition color right on my lash line and blending that out really nicely just so I have a pretty smoky look. And so I'm also taking a darker brown on a flat synthetic brush and throwing that on my lower lash line and just pressing it on my top lash line as well, just so I have a nice smoky look, but it's not too intense. And so that's what I'm doing. And the next thing I'm going to do is grab my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, take a flatter synthetic brush, and just kind of hit right in the middle of my eyelid. And I love this primer to create space on the eyelid because it doesn't move the shadow, but it still creates that nice canvas to press on another shadow on top. And the one I'm taking is by ColourPop. It's called Sailor. I'm going to take and just press it on top of the primer that I put on before. And the next thing I'm taking is this ColourPop glitter. This is the star of the show. It's so pretty, so gorgeous. And I'm just gonna take a smaller synthetic flat brush and just kind of press it on top of that silver that I just placed, and this is gonna give that extra dimension to the shadow and the whole halo eye look. So I decided to take my Urban Decay 24/7 Eye Glide Pencil, whatever this is called, and just kind of align the top of my lash line. And I'm also grabbing some lashes. These are Ardell 3D Mink. I'm throwing on some mascara really fast, and I'm gonna put on these lashes, which actually complete the look. I am obsessed with the lashes, and they're just so pretty. Shout out to Ardell. You guys gotta check this out. I'm honestly obsessed. I never thought I would like drugstore lashes so much, but these are gorgeous on, as you can see. And now it's time for blush, and I'm taking one of my favorites. This is CoverGirl Instant Cheekbone Blush Trio, and I'm taking the peachy color, which is almost like a highlighter, and just putting that on top of my cheekbones. And then I'm taking the middle color, which is a more pink color, and just kind of stippling that on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to make sure that I take it and kind of drag it towards my contour and just kind of create like that flush cheek look. And then the next thing I'm grabbing is a highlight, and this is MAC Soft and Gentle OG Classic, and I'm just hitting my cheekbones once again. And I like to use my fingers to put on my highlight sometimes because I feel like it sits better. And I'm also taking a smaller brush and just going on over my brow bone just for that really pretty like wet dewy look and making sure that it looks complete. I also like to hit my cupid's bow because it makes my upper lip look fuller. And now it's time for lips, and it's always so hard for me to pick one, so I went with MAC Cosmetics lip liner in Cork and made sure to very lightly line my lips because this color can get dark, but it's such a pretty brown, and you can really put any color in the middle and it'll like merge really pretty. And so I'm taking a peach lip cream, which I'm gonna just kind of blend into that brown, and then I'm gonna take my ColourPop gloss in So Juicy. I think this is called She's Here, but it's just such a pretty color. You can see it's sheer, but it's plumping, and it just gives such a nice, like a pout to the lips. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of putting all of that on, just kind of final touches, throwing on some bronzer, and this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe.